Point City Council meeting Monday, November 15th, 2020 at 6:15 PM. Special meeting agenda, city administrator / clerk search. Second item on the agenda is all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The third item of business on the agenda is to accept the resignation of City Administrator Clerk Patrick Wusso, clarifying final data potentially coincide with new city administrator starting. At this time, I'd like to allow the city administrator to address the council, if he would like to at all. Does he have anything to say?
I'm good, thank you.
You're good, okay? All right. All right, so everybody's seen the letter. Do I have a motion to accept the resignation?
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation.
Do I have a second?
I just want to clarify, if we're accepting it, part of the letter is if we need to have them still stay on until a certain time, and reviewing the next step in the packet is
Correct.
pretty lengthy time. Is this acknowledging that he's done in 30 days, or is that the next step of acknowledging the end
That's the
date?
next step.
Okay.
I would just like to go ahead and accept the resignation, and
I'll
then we
second
can
the
move
motion.
forward with it.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, discussion. Councilmember Maroney, do you have anything to say at this time?
Not at this time.
Councilmember Lillehei.
I am really sad to be doing this, but that's it.
Councilmember Bach.
I'll reserve my comments for later.
Okay. I have no further discussion from myself. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Abstentions? And the motion carries. All right, moving on to item 4, to review and potentially act on quote timeline process from David Drown Associates search process for replacing the City of Breezy Point City Administrator Clerk. And now I feel that this is the time, Councilmember Maroney, where we can talk about timelines, events, and how we want to move forward with this. So does any of the members wish to address the council at this time with some comments?
No, are we going to review what we have in front of us, or is
Yes.
this- okay?
We can do that. I would hope everybody had looked it over at this point and had a chance to review it, and was asking if the council had any comments or input they'd like to make in regards to the proposal that's been put in front of us.
No,
No, this is very similar to what we did previously with when we actually hired Patrick. David Drown does an excellent job of screening the candidates and bringing forth well-qualified applicants. So I'm very pleased that we're using David Drown again. They do a really good job for us, so.
Yeah, and they come with a good track record. Councilmember Bakken, would you like to add some comments at this point in time?
I don't know if I should do it now or later on the timeline and the process. That concerns just the letting of the advertisement, I'm assuming. Am I correct?
As far as the timeline that's laid out?
Yes.
Well, if we look at the timeline, basically what's being proposed is information gathering and then working our way all the way down through the process.
Okay, I'll talk about what I have to discuss.
Okay,
For the record, the administrator and I, early this spring, 2021, had some discussions. And some of it I will reveal, some of it I will not. I understand, I think, the reason Patrick is resigning.
Mr. Mayor, are we still talking about the timeline?
No. No.
yeah, we are talking
No,
about the,
what I'm doing, excuse me,
Yeah.
is laying out a base and discussions I've had with the administrator, so people here may know part of the reasons why. May I continue?
Well, I don't know if that necessarily fits with what we're talking about right now, which is to determine.
When would you like me to do that then, Mr. Mayor?
Well, that was what I talked about when we just made the motion and approved the
Well,
resignation.
I didn't get a chance to speak, so I'm going to finish what I have to say.
Keep your comments brief, please.
I'm going to finish my dissertation.
If I feel you're out of order, I will gavel you.
I will not honor that. The administrator and I had some meetings early on. I'll shorten it up. Patrick works extremely hard. We're short of personnel. He shared with me early this spring, he's doing 30% of another individual's work. That should say enough right there. The only other thing I have to say is, we also shared a vision on how he would help the city going forward. 30 days, in his notice, I suggested to him, he didn't give an answer one way or the other, but it would be invaluable to have him as a consultant going on into the future. And I'll discuss how the bid is let for the new applicant later. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So let's move back to the timeline of Drowns and Associates and talk about the process and whether or not we want our current city administrator to work with them throughout the process until the end, until we've found a new candidate. Is there any other discussion? Is everybody comfortable with the proposal as we had it? Do I have a motion to accept it?
So moved.
Yep, and I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Bakken, a second from Councilmember Lillehei to accept the proposal from Drowns and Associates to proceed forward with the caveat that our city administrator works with them throughout this process? Is that correct or not?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it would be very, very valuable for Patrick to be working with David Drown to find a candidate. And I would also, if Patrick would be so inclined, for him to actually stay on for a short period of time so that the new candidate can get his feet wet and understand how we do business. That's going to be, his own personal choice, whether he wants to do that, so.
So to summarize the motion on the floor as I understand it, the motion by Gary Bakken, seconded by Tom Lillehei, is to proceed forward with the agreement with David Drown and Associates.
Yes.
Patrick Wussel, current city administrator clerk, will stay on in his current role until a new employee is hired and possibly train on, but we can confirm the exact date at a later date.
Correct.
That's exactly correct.
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
So you're accepting those terms?
That's,
I was going to ask if we should break this into two separate motions. One to move forward with DDA, and then the second to acknowledge your, okay.
I think we're good with what's been discussed tonight.
You're willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
any other further discussion?
Just an additional comment, in the packet, we also receive, I don't think it's called matching funds, but up to $10,000 from Sourcewell with this search. So I think that's a great thing to acknowledge as well, so.
It is, and that helps. They reimburse for some of that, so, and that's been used in the past as well, I believe, so. But thank you for pointing that out, Councilmember Bagley. Okay, any other further discussion by the council members at this point? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right. At this point in time, I call for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll so move to adjourn.
Okay, Councilmember Lillehei first.
Yeah.
Second.
Second from Councilmember Bakken. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion is adjourned, our meeting is adjourned.